Well, it's still getting messier and messier in the It Ends With Us feud between co-stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
I said that having read through Blake Lively's complaints, that it was evident to me that she was likely under the influence when she filed her complaint, not under the influence of drugs.
The Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni feud is shaping up to be one of the most explosive dramas Hollywood has seen in years. Picture this. 2 high-profile stars, a widely anticipated film project, and now courtroom battles that are unraveling their once professional relationship in the most public, messy way possible. But wait, there's more. Taylor Swift, yes, the Taylor Swift has somehow been dragged into the chaos, and fans are losing their minds trying to piece together how the Popicon fits into this tangled web. What exactly is going on? And why is everyone talking about a lawsuit threatening to overshadow careers and friendships alike? Buckle up because this story is as juicy as it gets. Here's how it all started. Blake Lively, known for her Golden Girl image and effortless charm, and Justin Baldoni, who made a name for himself as a heartthrob in his own right, were set to star in and bring to life Colleen Hoover's mega-popular novel, It Ends With Us. Fans were ecstatic. A beloved book, a powerhouse cast. It seemed like the perfect match. But fast forward to today, and no one could have guessed the drama that would unfold behind the scenes.
You're not kidding when you say this is getting messier. The author of that book deleting her Instagram account, another who plays Baldoni's sister in the film, being harassed online.
Blake has accused Justin of some truly shocking behavior on set, filing a lawsuit that includes allegations of harassment, misconduct, and a hostile working environment. According to Blake, Justin crossed lines repeatedly, entering her private trailer uninvited, making inappropriate comments, and even showing her unsolicited personal footage. Her legal team claimed that her discomfort on set was dismissed and that Justin and his associates retaliated against her by launching a smear campaign to tarnish her reputation. And let's not forget, Blake didn't stop there. She called out the production studio, Wayfarer, for enabling Justin's alleged actions and failing to address her complaints. Sounds intense, right? But wait, Justin isn't exactly taking these accusations lying down. In a swift counterattack, Justin fired back with lawsuits of his own, claiming that Blake's allegations are not only false, but also part of a calculated plan to destroy his career. His defense: receipts. Lots of receipts. His team has been releasing text messages, behind-the-scenes footage, and internal communications to paint a very different picture of what went down. And here's where it gets even messier. These receipts don't just involve Blake and Justin. They've somehow roped in Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds, turning this Hollywood drama into a star-studded spectacle.
They believe that it's a continuation of the smear campaign that Blake initially claims happened while they were promoting the film.
Justin's legal team has accused Blake of manipulating evidence to fit her narrative. In one of the most talked about examples, Blake shared a series of text messages that appeared to show Justin and his peer Justin and his PR team making plans to ruin her reputation. But Justin's camp hit back almost instantly, claiming the messages were doctored. They released their own version, which they argue proves that Blake's team was actually pushing fake positive coverage to redirect attention from her own controversies. One text exchange even showed Justin asking his team, "How can we prove we aren't doing this? It looks bad," to which his PR rep responded, "Blake's team is behind most of the media frenzy."
There he is, creepy Baldoni, getting close to her, obviously making small chatter not in character so as not to make the scene, which didn't require dialogue, awkward.
And that's just one piece of the puzzle. Blake's lawsuit also alleged that Justin's team celebrated after shutting down HR complaints on set, insinuating that these complaints were related to serious misconduct. But guess what? Justin's team released an email from a news outlet that directly contradicted this. According to the email, those HR complaints were not about harassment, but rather workplace conflicts revolving around Blake's alleged controlling behavior on set. And yet, another twist. Insiders from the production reportedly described Justin as nice but overwhelmed and pointed fingers at Blake for creating tension among the cast and crew.
Literally, I'm just asking the question, like, how are women allowed to do this, to take something and to make it sound like you survived a... That's what it sounded like to the public.
Now, let's talk about the footage, because this part is jaw-dropping. Justin's team released a behind-the-scenes video from the set that supposedly refutes Blake's accusations. In the footage, the two actors are seen laughing and joking about an intimate scene they were filming. Blake is heard suggesting adjustments to make the scene look more romantic, while Justin jokes about his beard and makeup. At one point, Blake even says, "It's my body makeup," in response to a lighthearted comment from Justin. According to his legal team, the video shows a professional and consensual interaction between the two, directly contradicting Blake's claims of discomfort and harassment. But Blake's team isn't backing down. They argue that the video actually supports her case, highlighting moments where she appears to lean away and make jokes to deflect Justin's alleged advances. Both sides are adamant, and the court of public opinion is divided. And then there's Ryan Reynolds, Blake's husband, who has found himself in the middle of this firestorm. It's no secret that Ryan was heavily involved in the production process, allegedly rewriting scenes and providing input on the script. In fact, one of the pivotal moments of this drama stems from a rooftop scene in the movie that Blake reportedly rewrote with Ryan's help. According to Justin's lawsuit, Blake invited Justin to her New York apartment to discuss the changes, where she introduced him to Ryan and Taylor Swift. And here's where it gets spicy. Justin claims he felt pressured by Ryan and Taylor to accept Blake's version of the scene, with Blake allegedly referring to them as her dragons who always have her back.
Now you have two sides here, right? So Baldoni says this was all an effort to hijack the film to get her way. Lively claims she was the victim of harassment in a hostile work environment.
But wait, let's not forget Taylor Swift's role in this saga. Her name was dragged into the lawsuit because of her connection to Blake and Ryan. According to Justin's legal team, Blake has been leveraging her friendship with Taylor to gain influence and intimidate Justin. In one text message included in the lawsuit, Blake reportedly compared herself to a Game of Thrones character, saying she had dragons on her side, an obvious nod to Taylor and Ryan. And while Taylor hasn't officially commented on the situation, rumors are swirling that she's less than thrilled about being pulled into the drama. Some sources even claim that Taylor has been quietly distancing herself from Blake, with fans speculating that their friendship might be on thin ice.
The team has denied all of these allegations. They have responded to this filing, this lawsuit, saying,
One particularly telling moment, Taylor's noticeable absence from a recent high-profile event where Blake was expected to shine. Normally, the two are inseparable, often gushing about their friendship and supporting each other's projects. But now, fans are wondering if Taylor's silence speaks volumes. And who can blame her? Being dragged into a multi-million-dollar lawsuit between two Hollywood heavyweights is far from ideal, especially when her name is being used as a weapon in the courtroom. Speaking of courtroom battles, the stakes couldn't be higher. Justin's legal team is seeking hundreds of millions in damages, claiming that Blake's allegations have cost him not only his reputation, but also lucrative opportunities in the industry. Meanwhile, Blake's team is standing firm, insisting that her claims are backed by concrete evidence and that she's ready to face Justin in court. Both sides are digging in their heels, and with a trial date set for 2026, this drama shows no signs of slowing down.
For most of his career, he has been a major proponent of feminism, of healthy masculinity. How does it feel for him, though?
But here's the million-dollar question. Who's telling the truth? Is Blake a victim bravely standing up against misconduct, or is Justin the real victim of a calculated smear campaign? And what about Taylor Swift? Will she break her silence and take sides, or will she continue to play it safe and stay out of the fray? One thing for sure, this feud has already changed the way fans view their favorite stars, and the fallout is far from over. Stay tuned, because this is just the beginning.
Shutting down a woman's claims.
She is claiming that there was harassment. He's saying none of it is true, never happened, never did.
The drama surrounding Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has reached an entirely new level, and the stakes are higher than ever. If you thought things were messy before, just wait until you hear what's next. This isn't just another Hollywood feud. This is a full-blown battle for reputations, careers, and control. And here's the kicker. It's not just about the legal filings and behind-the-scenes footage anymore. The fallout from this feud is spilling into their personal lives, dragging in friends, co-stars, and even family members. The question now is, how far is too far, and are all the players in this saga truly prepared for the consequences? Let's start with Blake Lively's allegations that Justin Baldoni and his team went to extreme lengths to discredit her. According to Blake, this wasn't just a simple disagreement about creative control or on-set behavior. She alleges that there was a calculated campaign to tarnish her image, one that involved planting stories in the media, twisting her words, and even manipulating public opinion to make her look like the villain. Blake claims that Justin's team worked hand in hand with certain outlets to paint her as difficult, controlling, and essentially impossible to work with. One of the most shocking accusations? That Justin's PR team was actively encouraging reporters to dig up dirt on Blake's past, including controversies that had been long forgotten.
We can now all agree that the moral crimes committed here by Ryan Reynolds against Justin Baldoni have amounted to high treason.
But Justin's team has a very different story to tell. They've doubled down on their claim that Blake is the one orchestrating the smear campaign, using her star power and her connections to sway public opinion. For instance, one of the key points in Justin's lawsuit is the allegation that Blake doctored text messages to make it appear as though Justin's team was targeting her. His lawyers have gone as far as releasing their own versions of those messages, with timestamps and emojis intact, to prove that they were taken out of context. And let's not forget the footage. According to Justin, the raw behind-the-scenes clips from the set of It Ends With Us are the ultimate proof that Blake's allegations are exaggerated, if not outright fabricated.
Got some major scoops. I mean, everybody's talking because the sink is shipping and people want to get onto lifeboats. So let's jump right in. Welcome back to Candace.
But here's where it gets even more interesting. As all of this is playing out, people close to both Blake and Justin are starting to speak up, or in some cases, distance themselves entirely. On one side, you have Blake's longtime friends and collaborators who are publicly backing her and praising her bravery for speaking out. On the other side, you have former colleagues and insiders who are quietly, or not so quietly, sharing stories about what it was really like to work with Blake. One former co-star even claimed that Blake has a reputation for being impossible to please on set and that her need for creative control often caused tension. And then there's the resurfaced interview where another actor cryptically described Blake as someone who always gets what she wants, no matter the cost.
That I got over the weekend. I'm going to go over the biggest revelations from the filing. And I guess we'll just start with revelation number 1, which was that we were...
Meanwhile, Justin's allies are rallying around him, presenting him as a victim of what they describe as a calculated takedown. His publicist, Melissa, has been particularly vocal, denying any involvement in a smear campaign and insisting that any backlash against Blake has been entirely organic. In fact, Melissa shared a series of emails with reporters to prove that her team had nothing to do with the negative press surrounding Blake. One email even included a note from a journalist who claimed that Blake's own PR team was behind some of the most glowing coverage about her, which Melissa described as suspiciously timed. And then there's Ryan Reynolds. Blake's husband has been a constant presence throughout this ordeal, standing by her side and even stepping into the fray himself. According to multiple sources, Ryan has been actively involved in crafting Blake's legal strategy and has even reached out to some of her former co-stars to gather testimonials in her defense. But here's the thing, Ryan's involvement hasn't exactly gone unnoticed. In fact, Justin's lawsuit specifically mentions Ryan, accusing him of using his influence to interfere with the production of It Ends With Us. One particularly bold claim, that Ryan convinced Sony executives to give Blake more creative control over the film, effectively sidelining Justin in the process.
Nobody, genuinely, Steph, if you're watching this, I genuinely don't like Blake Lively. Like, I genuinely know, I've known she's a brat. Nobody's paying me to say this.
And let's not forget Taylor Swift. The pop superstar has found herself caught in the middle of this feud, thanks to her close friendship with Blake and Ryan. While Taylor hasn't made any public statements about the situation, her name has been mentioned repeatedly in court documents, adding another layer of intrigue to the story. According to Justin's lawsuit, Taylor's presence was used as a form of leverage during a critical meeting about the film's direction. Justin alleges that Blake invited him to her New York apartment under the guise of discussing script changes, only to have Taylor and Ryan present to pressure him into agreeing with her vision. Blake's response? A text message where she referred to Taylor and Ryan as her dragons, a reference that has since gone viral and sparked endless memes online.
No one's told me to say this. I think people really didn't like her during those premiere things, and there was no plot against you, okay?
But here's where things take a turn. Rumors are swirling that Taylor isn't exactly thrilled about being dragged into this legal mess. Some sources claim that Taylor has been quietly distancing herself from Blake, while others insist that their friendship is as strong as ever. One insider even suggested that Taylor feels used by Blake, particularly after learning that her name was mentioned in connection with the lawsuit. And then there's the Super Bowl drama. Fans couldn't help but notice that Taylor didn't invite Blake to sit with her in the VIP section this year, a stark contrast to last year when the two were inseparable. Was it a deliberate snub or just a coincidence? Either way, it's hard to ignore the timing.
We just broke a shocking story. There is a rift, and I think that is an understatement of a word, a rift.
And speaking of timing, the release of unedited footage from the set has only added fuel to the fire. In one clip, Blake and Justin are seen rehearsing a scene where their characters share a tender moment. The footage shows them laughing and discussing how to make the scene more authentic, with Blake even suggesting dialogue changes to add depth to the interaction. To Justin's team, this is proof that their working relationship was professional and collaborative. But Blake's legal team has a different interpretation. They argue that the footage shows Blake trying to navigate an uncomfortable situation with grace, using humor to deflect unwanted attention. The video has sparked heated debates online, with fans dissecting every frame in an attempt to determine who is telling the truth. And let's not forget about the broader implications of this feud. Industry insiders are already speculating about how this drama could impact both Blake and Justin's careers. For Blake, the stakes are particularly high. While she's one of Hollywood's most bankable stars, this lawsuit has cast a shadow over her once pristine image. Critics have accused her of weaponizing her celebrity status to control the narrative, while others argue that she's simply standing up for herself in a male-dominated industry. As for Justin, the fallout has been equally significant. His reputation as a director and producer is on the line, and he's already lost several high-profile projects as a result of the allegations.
Morning, George. This is a big mess for everyone involved. The legal drama playing out in multiple courts now, literally from coast to coast, and all kinds of people close to these stars, from personal trainers to friends like Taylor Swift, finding their names mentioned as part of this ongoing fight.
But here's the thing. This isn't just about Blake and Justin anymore. The ripple effects of their feud are being felt throughout Hollywood, raising questions about power dynamics, accountability, and the role of the media in shaping public perception. And with the trial date set for 2026, it's clear that the saga is far from over. The only question now is, who will come out on top? Will Blake's allegations hold up in court, or will Justin's counterclaims expose a different side of the story? And what about Taylor and Ryan? Will their involvement ultimately help or hurt Blake's case? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, stay tuned because this story is far from over.